What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Seth the Line Surgeon, and I'm about to do a quick review on my Toro Timemaster. Well, I'm gonna try to make it quick, but yeah, if you watch my channel, you know I don't really do too many reviews, and that's because I like to have something to compare it to. Like with my Mustang, I never used any other zero turn. The leaf blower, I might use that, but I would want some other leaf blower to compare it to, you know. But with the Timemaster, I could pretty much compare it to another push mower, because it is a push mower. And so I'm gonna give you all the pros and the cons, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be one of these people that just gives you all the pros, like, oh, it's so awesome, even though it is pretty awesome. But I'm gonna give you all the cons too about it. All right, let's get to it. All right, there she go, the Toro Timemaster. Dual force blades, 30-inch cut, 8.75 horsepower engine, 190 cc's. Yep. First thing I want to get out the way is I've seen a lot of people asking me this, and I've seen a lot of comments on other videos saying that this bad boy is underpowered, which is a complete lie. This thing has some horses. This thing will pull you. This thing will shred anything that goes under it. What I think is happening is probably people who don't know how to use lawnmowers are commenting saying this, because if you notice, it is a mulching lawnmower. And with mulching lawnmowers are not meant to cut very, very, very tall grass. So if you cut very, very tall grass and you try to cut it very low, all the grass is going to get caught up in there in the bottom, and it's going to bog the lawnmower down. It doesn't matter how powerful of a lawnmower you have. Every lawnmower has some breaking point where it's going to start bogging down. My Mustang, it'll bog down in real tall grass. I just have to go slow. And my Mustang has a 22 horsepower engine. Any lawnmower will bog down, especially if it's a mulching lawnmower and it doesn't have anywhere to shoot the grass. All that grass is getting, tall grass is getting caught up under it. So, like I said, if you're cutting tall grass with any mulching lawnmower, you put the chute on. And it comes with the optional chute. You just put it on, you flip it up there and put it on. This chute is actually great. You know, I have a chute for this mulching mower, and it's in my van, but the chute stays on it very well. This chute used to like freaking fall off like every 5 minutes, you know. But this chute stays on there like it's like a regular chute. It's well designed. Couple other features. Comes with a fuel filter right here on there. That's great. Comes with a Loctite cap, so you know when it's locked for the gas cap. Turn it, locks, so you know it's locked on there. The freaking handle. This freaking handle is awesome. As you can see, it's straight up right here. There you go. It has 4 settings. Has tall person setting. Then it goes down lower, has shorter person setting, then it has straight up, and then it has forward, for in case you want to put it in an even smaller area, storage area. You can fold it forward and then fold the handle down. So yeah, those are some of the few basic features that's on most lawnmowers. Next thing on the pros is the freaking side. As y'all can see, this thing is freaking huge. It's freaking awesome. They say it cuts up to 40% faster. I say it cuts about 50% faster, because I cut stuff in half the time. This width is freaking awesome. It cut, you know, it freaking shreds up everything. The next thing is the weight. This thing's about 160 pounds, I believe. Has these big tires, so it's striped pretty good. I think Brad Lloyd from the Lawn Pros group, shout out to Brad Lloyd, he has the Toro Timemaster, which the Toro Timemaster is it stripes a little better. I watched some of his videos. It stripes a little better than this one. That's one thing I will say, is that the Timemaster stripes better than this one. Another thing, the mulching ability. Another pro. Compared to this bad boy, this thing is no competition. You know what I mean? Like I said, this, when I used to cut yards, I used to cut it at its highest level. You know, this bad boy has 6 levels. I used to cut it at its highest level. I'd be cutting yards every 10 days, and at the highest level, it would struggle. You know what I mean? It would be shooting grass out the bottom, out the side of it as I was walking, and once I got to the end of my stripe, it would I lift it up and it shoot grass all in flower beds. That's why I hated it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't the lawnmower's fault. It was the fact that I cut people's yards every 10 days, and the grass got so tall and healthy that, you know, it wasn't able to handle it. This one has no problem. Not only do I cut it every 10 days, I cut it at the 3rd level from the top. And this thing has levels. It has from A all the way to G, and I usually cut it at C. And that C is probably equivalent to the top level on that mower. And right now it's on B, and the reason it's on B because right now is June, and in June you're supposed to raise your deck level up, so I raised it up 1 level, and it still has a level to go, but B seems to be good. I'm not one of those guys that cuts 3.5 inches. You gotta cut the yard 3.5 inches, you know, every time you cut it, because you can't control how often the customer wants you to cut it. You know what I mean? So you can't, if you come there every 10 days or every 2 weeks, and you can't cut it at 3.5 inches or whatever, because, you know, the grass might be too tall for that. You have to go and see how tall the grass is before you cut it. But back to this, it mulches everything up. Anything that goes under it, it doesn't come back out. It freaking destroys it. Grass, twigs, pine cones, it's gone. What else on my pro list? The controls. Oh my goodness. The personal pace system. Now, this personal pace system is freaking awesome. Like the way it works, you push down on it, and you rest your wrist on this bar, and it takes a little, like I said, a week to get used to. Once you get used to it, like I almost feel like I just start walking and this thing starts moving at the pace I want it to. I don't even have to think about it, you know. And when you push it down, and then you pull it back when you want to go. And when it's off, one note to y'all: when it's off, you want to have it all the way up and push it. This is, even though it's big and it's 161 pounds, it doesn't feel like it. You can push it, and it doesn't feel heavy at all. But if you have it, the controls engaged like that, and you try to push it, it's harder. It's locked. So you want to make sure that when it's off, the gauge is locked. That's one thing about this thing. Even though it's 161 pounds, it doesn't feel like it. Like, you can be cutting and you would never know it until you know, have to pick it up, which I don't recommend unless you're like Hulk Hogan or something, because this thing is heavy. But I think that's about it for the pros. And now the cons. The cons, like I said, the size is freaking awesome, but the size is also a curse. It's like a gift and a curse. The weight. This thing is best on flat surfaces. On flat surfaces, this thing will work awesome. You get on something that's like a grade or something like that, where you have to control the weight of it. It's like over 150 pounds. So unless you've been lifting weights and it starts sliding down the hill, you going down the hill with it. So, but if you go slow and don't let it start sliding, you'll be fine. I did make a video today cutting on a steep hill. I'll post that later. But yeah, that's one of the downfalls. So, but now that I got kind of used to it, you know, I don't really slide down hills no more. But and like with this lawnmower, like basically you would say the reason that you use a push mower is to get in areas that you can't get in with your rider, right? You know what I mean? So you get off the rider, you cut it with this, and then you go weed eat the rest of the areas. Well, this thing is freaking 30 inches. So even areas that you might be able to get in with this one, the 21 inch, you're not going to be able to get in with the 31 inch. So you're still going to have to weed eat maybe a possible little bit more areas depending on the size of the areas. Also, not only is it wide, a con about it is that it's long. So in an area, if you're going in a tight area and you have to turn around, it's harder to turn around because it's longer than the average lawnmower, you know? So that's a con about the size. Also about the size is the freaking cutting area. The freaking cutting area, it's only this, you see this oval area, that's the cutting area. It doesn't cut up here, and it doesn't cut back from back here, back. So when you come up to a wall, you can leave about 6 inches, you know what I mean? So that sucks because, you know, usually I like to go straight up to a wall and cut most of it because, you know, the circle shape, you know, pretty much gets everything. But the plus to that is it sticks out on both sides about 2 or 3 inches. So if you're going from the side, you get all the grass up to a wall. But if you're going from the front, you know, you're going to miss some grass about 6 inches. The same thing with the back. You can't like back up to a curb or something. You're going to have to back up all the way to the cutting area, and your wheels going to have to come off the freaking curb or whatever. So that kind of sucks. Another con is the freaking cake. This thing cakes like there's no tomorrow. When I first got it, you know, it was like mid-May and all the grass was still healthy. And even if the grass wasn't wet, it was caking. I know Brad Lloyd said this thing, that the Turfmaster that he got, it doesn't like wet grass. And like I wouldn't even attempt to cut this thing with wet grass because even when the grass is not wet, it cakes up because I think it mulches it so well that it turns the grass into mush and it just sticks under the bottom. I'm gonna see if it's caked up now. I've used it, was it yesterday or something? Yep. Used it yesterday. Starting to cake up. And see, the reason why you want to keep it clean is because, like I said, if you get this one, this is the residential one. It's made out of aluminum. It's not made out of 13 grade iron. So it's not, if you, the cake up grass, if leaving that on here is what makes the deck rust and what makes it, you know, deteriorate. But at the same time, even when it's caked up, this thing still cuts perfectly fine. But as far as maintenance, you want to try to clean it. Now, if you're cutting some yards that's like with dry grass, it won't cake at all because the grass is dry. But if you cut good, healthy yards, that's when it's going to cake. But those are pretty much the pros and the cons. You know what I mean? Like I said, it depends on where you are in your freaking business. If you ask me if I had to go back in time, would I buy the Toro Timemaster or would I go spend more money to get the Turfmaster? I would 100% get the Timemaster again because it depends on your need in your business. It depends on the need of your business. If you're at the point in your business where you want all commercial equipment and you're gonna freaking be using this thing like there's no tomorrow, then you might want to get the Turfmaster. But I know me. I know I got this thing for a specific reason, which is cutting front yards, flat surfaces, and I'm not going to use it as much as I'm going to use my Mustang. So it's 100% I would get this again. And like I said, another reason why the difference with the Timemaster and the Turfmaster is this personal pace control. The reason this personal pace control is probably not on the Turfmaster is because it's, if you see, it's made out of plastic. And like I said, the difference between commercial and residential is the materials. And with this plastic, if it fell or fell off your trailer or fell on your trailer or something like that, that plastic will probably crack, and to get it replaced probably would be pretty expensive. You know what I mean? And if it was on a Turfmaster, it'd probably have to be some kind of metal piece. You know what I mean? To be more durable. But and then of course the Turfmaster has a roll bar cage, but when you're cutting hills, if it fell over, then it wouldn't fall. I mean, it wouldn't break. So that's pretty much it. Comment, subscribe if y'all have any questions. Then leave it in the comment area. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.